Can you be inspired by repetition? Yes, you can. Repetition can be fun. Repetition of the same pattern or the same subject doesn't have to be boring. I like to do it as sketchbook practice. Sometimes I do it in color, I do different styles. This was kind of a neat thing. I had fun just repeating the same motif, but the same kind of flowers, turning them around and just, this is this way and now it's this way. And this flower is this way and then it's this way. Just trying to play around with it, have some fun, do it in different mediums. This was kind of fun. I did it as a cover to my book so that I could look at that. I just happened to like tulips at the time. So think about things like that when you're doing the repeating. I'll show you some other examples. Black-eyed Susies is one of my favorite flowers to draw and play with. And it's another one that appears quite often in my repetition practice. Here you can see I did it in a kind of a squiggly little funny kind of way. Here I put several together and again trying it in different colors. It gives me an idea, you play with colors and you play with different compositions. Here's a more serious way of looking at it, and this is working with colored pencil, so it gives you a chance to play with them and see how they're going to work and see how the colors can mix up. Just doing it in ink, of course you knew I'd do it in ink at some point or another. That's kind of fun to see and fun to look at. And again, playing with my colors, trying out different papers. These are all different things you can do when you're playing. Oh yes, and this one here, isn't that neat? Like, look how effective that is. Like, it really pops. And again, you find these little things out when you're playing and having some fun and kind of relaxed in a sketchbook thing. So let's get started. Here's some pictures of some tulips, which I'm now going to just scatter in various ways on the page, picking a spot for where to put them and just draw them. When you draw something that you're familiar with, you get a sense of what it's doing, and you can concentrate more on composition, color design, things like that, rather than be focusing on the subject itself. So it's a really good practice thing for drawing. It's a good way of discovering and working with colors, trying different techniques. All kinds of things can happen when you just focus on that one subject. So if you want to get serious to try some repetition to improve your drawing, first of all, find some simple shapes, hearts, pumpkins. I had lots of fun, for example, during Halloween doing all kinds of different pumpkin designs. And then play with it. Try different sizes, different shapes, work in different values, on different mediums. Challenge yourself to place them in different things. You'll find that it can be very interesting and you'll learn some neat skills. One of the artists I follow on the internet, she did hearts and she did 100 hearts. She did a heart drawing every single day and she made it different colors, shapes, had little characters in it. And when she was finished, she found she was able to do a lot with them besides just the practice. She did a book, she made some of them were good enough for t-shirt designs and all kinds of things. It was actually kind of neat to see what she did with them. So I really invite you to take repetition and use it to develop your drawing skills. You will be amazed with what can come out of it. Of course, flowers are quite user-friendly for this kind of practice, but I also do it with my animals as well. You can see here 2 different styles of the deer and 2 different techniques, and actually I kind of like them both. I was experimenting with the shadows, and as I mentioned earlier, when you're drawing the same kind of subject over and over again, you can kind of relax with the subject and spend more time with the experimental aspects of it. That's what I find. Squirrels, again, are a fun thing for me to play with. And here I liked, look at the different positions of them. This turned out to be quite an interesting little page and actually one of my favorite. The other thing that I found that I really like to play with is rabbits. and animals of every kind, of course. So here we have little cartoon rabbits, another kind of cartoony rabbit. Then from there, of course, I did my rabbits in the garden, if you saw that before. And these are pastel and just kind of playing. I like this guy right here. I think he turned out kind of neat how he worked. And then, you know, looking at them as a cartoon, I like this little guy here. And that was kind of fun. And then more serious rabbits here. So repetition can be fun. It's great for sketchbooking and sketchbook play. So I invite you to bump up your drawing skills by doing a bit of fun repetition.